Hey everyone, and welcome back to FSI DFS. I am McKinley412, and today we're going to be breaking down the Thursday main slate. It is an afternoon slate here, so make sure you're getting your lineups in time. Lock is at 1:05 Eastern. It's an 8-game slate, and we have pretty solid pitching options up at the top here. But first, let's talk about the weather. And one good thing is that there is no weather. At the time of this recording, you can see I'm recording this the night before. It looks smooth sailing so far. I know we've had a couple slates in a row now here where we've had some rain issues, but nothing to worry about. But as always, make sure you're paying attention to the weather throughout the day and keeping up on the COVID-related news as well, just in case there is a positive test that comes out. Even after lock, make sure you're paying attention to those later games so that nothing happens to them either. So let's dive right into the pitcher here. Right up at the top, we have Garrett Cole. Cole is by far and away the best pitcher on this slate. He is pitching lights out this season. He's got a 44% strikeout rate. And you can just look at his game logs here. It's just incredible what he's been able to do and the amount of strikeouts that he has been able to put up. So he is going up against a Houston team, a decent offense, but I kind of want to focus in on who he has already played. So his strikeouts, as you can see, 12, 11, 10, 8, 13, pretty incredible. The teams he's played, Detroit, Cleveland, Tampa Bay, Toronto, and Baltimore. We got over Fangraphs here. Sort the leaderboard to apply the split of against right-handed pitching, like Cole, just for the season. And look at the team strikeout rates. The teams that Cole has faced rank second in most strikeouts in the league, 9th, 10th, 12th, and Toronto's down here at 20th. Okay, so Toronto doesn't strike out too much against right-handed pitching. Everybody else is a top 10, top 12 team in strikeouts. So it kind of makes sense that Cole's numbers would be really boosted facing poorer offenses and higher strikeout teams. Obviously, Toronto was his worst. He put up 8. Now he's going up against Houston. Where's Houston on this list? You got to go all the way down to the bottom. Dead last. Houston does not strike out against right-handed pitching. 19.9 strikeout rate. They're ahead of second place by 1.4%. That's a lot. That's a lot. The difference between third and 13th is 1.4%. So to have that large of a gap on the rest of the league is pretty incredible. So I'm not saying that Cole's going to go out there and only get 5 strikeouts. You know, he's probably still going to get close to 7 or 8 strikeouts. But seeing a 12 or 13 strikeout game against Houston, I don't expect that to be happening here at all. With that being said, I still think he is easily the best play on this slate. His 10.5 price tag is creeping up there to like, wow, you need at least 25 or 30 points out of this guy for him to pay off his salary. So Garrett Cole, number 1 option, absolutely. Next up, Zach Wheeler. He's going up against Milwaukee, and he's been all right this season. The one concern I have about him is his salary, honestly. At 9.6K, I'm looking for like 24, 25 points out of him. And I just don't see that happening here. He's going against Milwaukee, who do strike out a lot against right-handed pitchers. If we just go back to this screen here, against right-handed pitchers, same things, they're 4th in most strikeouts as a team against right-handed pitching. They have a lot of injuries. They're missing Narvaez, they're missing Yelich. So they're kind of weak offensively. So if you think Wheeler's going to do well, he's going to put up that 8 strikeout game and kind of shut down Milwaukee. He's absolutely a great play, but he's had some struggles this season. You can see, take away that 1 start against St. Louis where he was lights out. In his 4 other starts, he allowed 7 or more hits in 3 of them. He's allowed 3 or more earned runs in each of them. And so at 9.6, I want a little bit better production. Maybe he gets it against a weaker Milwaukee team. But that's going to be up to you guys to determine that. Brandon Woodruff on the opposite side of that game. Woodruff, he's a 30% K pitcher. You know, we kind of look for that magical 30% mark when we're looking for strikeout pitchers with the upside. I don't really think he's much different than Wheeler this slate, except that he's a maybe better pitcher, but he's in a tougher matchup. Going up against Philly, a better offense than Milwaukee at this point in time with all of Milwaukee's injuries. But he's solid. He's going to get you 6 to 7 innings. He's going to get you 6 to 8 strikeouts. So I don't have any concerns with Woodruff here. Danny Duffy is very interesting. Now I'm not going to go through every single pitcher, just kind of the guys that I'm highlighting here. Danny Duffy, he's interesting. He has had a phenomenal start to the season. You can see his game logs here. He's between 22 and 29 DK points in every single start. He's going up against the Cleveland team that can struggle. We know all the duds that they've thrown up so far this season. They did throw up 8 runs and 7 runs, though, against Kansas City in the past 2 games, albeit tonight could be a different game for them. But one concern I do have about Duffy is his hard hit rate. He has a 40% hard hit rate, and that is slightly concerning. You take all the things into consideration. His ERA is 0.60. His expected ERA is closer to 4. So he has been getting a little bit lucky on the BABIP and just all the hard contact that he is letting up. So I'm expecting some regression here. I don't think he's a terrible play. I'm certainly considering him to be in my builds here. And he will be in some of my GP builds for sure. But just, I like to be critical. I like to look at all the stats. Can't just automatically put somebody in and think they're untouchable. Eovaldi, I'm going to be targeting every pitcher against Detroit. Detroit's just historically bad. They have a strikeout rate as a team that's right near the tops of the league. At 8.4K, you're looking for around 21 points for him. What I do for pitchers is I like to take their salary and multiply it by 2.5 to kind of give me like a base of like where I'm kind of hoping that they land. Anything north of that, fantastic. So I'm looking for around like 21 points from him. He's not a great strikeout pitcher, but he's going up against Detroit, so Ks are going to be up. And you can kind of see his line of work here. Do you think he's going to outperform Wheeler? I mean, you're looking at like a 4-point difference in hopeful projections, not projections. What I hope that they hit at for their salary, point per dollar. I think Eovaldi's a better play than Wheeler up against Philly. So he also gets that win bonus. Boston's going to have a way better chance at getting the win than Philly is against Milwaukee. Looking on far down, McCullers, not interested. Ryu, no. Pineda, I'm liking Pineda here in this spot. Texas against righties, they're number 1 in the league, most strikeouts in the league. Same splits, you can see, versus right-handed pitching as a team. Texas, number 1. They strike out a lot against right-handed pitching. Pineda, not a great strikeout pitcher, but he's capable of getting 6 to 7, especially against this Texas team. Now, he was super chalky against Pittsburgh here. He was 8.1K then. He was very popular on that slate, and he threw up a dud, and everybody got mad. But now he has a 600 salary discount from that, and he's in arguably a better matchup as well. So Pineda definitely needs to be on your radar here. Everybody else, not really interested in. Not really interested in. So I'm gonna kind of be focusing here up at the top. Cole, clearly the top option. Woodruff and Wheeler, salaries are getting up there. Woodruff, I think, is more safe with a floor than Wheeler. Duffy, you got to watch. There's going to be regression happening here shortly. Eovaldi, I like Pineda. I think he's in a great spot. So let's turn to the bats. 3 teams that I love today. First one up is going to be Washington. Now, Washington is going up against Drew Smyly, and Smyly has had a serious home run issue. You can kind of see it right here. He's allowed 3 home runs in each of his past 2 games, 2 home runs before that, and a home run before that as well. So he's going up against a Washington team that can be chock full of right-handed power. Now, looking up at the top here, you got Trey Turner, Ryan Zimmerman, and we'll throw in Josh Harrison, okay? Because those are the three guys that I'm targeting, because that could be the top of your order right here. Number 4 could be Castro. Okay, clean up spot. Turner, Harrison, Zimmerman, and Castro combined this season. Now I have it pulled up here. Combined, those 4 against left-handed pitchers are hitting 35 for 81. That's good for a 432 batting average. They have 5 home runs and 8 extra base hits. They are just crushing left-handed hitters this season. Smiley has been getting crushed as a left-handed pitcher. So Washington is probably going to be my top option on this slate. I love that they're the last game of the day. Later games always have lower ownership. But that top of the order for Washington, just the numbers they've been putting up against lefties and the numbers that Smiley has allowed and his hard contact rate, Washington, clearly my top option today. Next up, Minnesota. Minnesota is going up against, let me toggle off Washington here. Minnesota is going up against Lyles for Texas. Now, Lyles has a hard hit rate against of 50%, 50% hard contact rate against. So he is getting absolutely smashed. And he is a right-handed pitcher, but he's a reverse splits pitcher. So far this season, he's allowing a 343 batting average to righties and a 300 ISO to righties. So he's getting hit hard and he's letting up home runs. He's letting up hits for average against righties. So looking at Minnesota's lineup here, who are the guys that hit the ball really hard, bat right-handed? Yeah. Buxton, Cruz, Donaldson, right in the heart of the order as well. Buxton so far this season, he is hitting 364 against righties. He has a 440 ISO, which is just absurd, and a 500 WOBA. He's 5'8" for a reason, but I still think you need to jam him in there. Obviously, baseball, you can go 0-4, but Buxton is going to be in a smash spot. Him and Turner are probably my 2 favorite plays today. Cruz, he's only hitting 270 so far this season against righties, but he has 6 home runs in 60 at-bats against righties. So he's got a 350 ISO. He's launching it over the fence often. So pairing him with Buxton. And then Donaldson, he doesn't have the ISO, but we all know what he is capable of. He's still got a north of 300 WOBA. So I love the heart of that Minnesota order, going up against a reverse splits righty in Lyles, who lets up a lot of power. Final team, and this is a value team, just so that you can fit in some of the more expensive bats like I've been mentioning. And it's got to be in Milwaukee. They are going up against Wheeler, but look at the pricing on Milwaukee here. Yelich, like I mentioned earlier, is out. Narvaez, he's out. Wong is your most expensive at $4K. That's it. And then you're all the way down to 3.5 and lower for the remaining of their lineup. Lorenzo Cain, sub 3K. Brad JBJ, 3,000. Garcia, 2.7. Vogelbach, 2.6. It's incredible how low these prices are on Milwaukee. Now they are going up against Wheeler, but Wheeler, we kind of hinted at it earlier. He's had some struggles. Take away that St. Louis game, and he's had some struggles so far this season, and allowing some hits, 7+ hits in 3 of his other 4 games. He's got some interesting walks here. No, walk rate's not terrible, but he's walking guys. So I think if Milwaukee can kind of reduce or limit the strikeouts and get the ball in play, I think they're a great option for some salary saving, especially with guys like Cole and Buxton and Turner that you're wanting to jam into your lineups. So just to kind of recap everything, I love Garrett Cole. Woodruff, I think, is safer than Wheeler. Duffy, Eovaldi, I like him for just everything going against Detroit, and Pineda. Other than that, for pitcher, not really interested in anybody. And for bats, with Washington, number 1, Minnesota, number 2. And for value, I think Milwaukee makes a great play. Thanks for watching. As always, hit that thumbs up button, drop a comment, what you like, what you don't like. We appreciate all the feedback that you guys are giving us. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.